This video here represents a challenge between AutoCAD here on the left and Revit on the right under these circumstances. A client asked me to do a preliminary draft of an L-shaped wall. This wall may suffer some changes like different door positions or width. This client wants me to present this project on a sheet in scale 150, 100 with some views and an axonometric. Here on the left, I started according to a template to an element in which I have already predefined different types of layers, organization systems, and blocks. And I have to manually draw this wall every time I want to place one on a simple or complex project. In this case, for example, I'm placing the door and the program does not understand that this door has to cut the wall to be placed with an offset value and that I've just defined this on the layers. I have to go to the tools and start using trim, extend, fillet, chamfer, properties, offset every time I have to do this because the program doesn't have the intelligence to understand that if I'm placing a door, the door is going to be placed on a wall, so this door has to cut the wall and the opening has to be generated. I have to do this every time I have to create a wall with a door. While on the right, I'm already designing. It doesn't matter if it's in scale 150 or 100 because I already explained to the program one time only how this wall and how this door had to be represented. In this case, I already have the client's hatch, and if he tells me to add another door, it's so complicated to modify this hatch that it's better to delete it and create a new one. So again, we have to go trim, extend, fillet, chamfer, properties, layer, offset. It's not that fun at all. I mean, this is a basic, elementary thing. It's a logical design process. So we have the hatch done again, but it's not going to be placed by itself in the correct area. I have to take care that everything is going in the right place. So now the client tells me he wants to change the door from 70 centimeters to 80 centimeters. And there's sometimes when you think, come on, everything is already drawn. Do you really want me to change it now? But yes, he wants me to change it. So when I change it, the program should understand that it's the same wall. It should cut in the same way, but no, I have to start all over again with trim, extend, fillet, chamfer again and again. It doesn't matter how complex this work is. I will be in this situation of generating again the correct hatch to present the work in a tidy and appropriate way. Let's not even talk about automatically generating the project's view. The program does not understand this. I have to manually create layer modules and then draw each one. If we take a look at our right, this person is not only changing the doors and documenting, but he has also put another door on the other side, deleted one, and the wall was automatically regenerated, changed the door's size. What I'm doing here is designing. I'm already suggesting to finish the project because the person on the left has lost the job. The one on the right not only did the L-shaped wall, but he also did the whole project. Why? Because he even gave him the spreadsheet, the sheet, the different views, axonometrics from different points of view, while this poor guy on the left is still struggling with trim, extend, fill, chamfer. Take a look at what happens when he has to generate the doors. Doesn't matter how you do it, if with the rectangle tool or the O track, anyway I do it, I still have to play the drawer's role. So how much time do we invest in drawing for every project? It doesn't matter the project's level or complexity and how much time we invest in the design. Well, the guy on the right went to play golf with the client that just hired him and asked him to do another house because he loved everything, while this person on the left has no idea and is still playing Mr. Monge's role and doing the abuse and all. I could keep on going about this, but it's what we do every day, every time for every work or project. There are certain things that can be standardized and certain things that can't. The blocks can be complex, multi-layer, which I can control somehow in every viewport so that the details can be seen in scale 150 or 100. But this is only one part of the process of presenting documentation. All the rest, I have to manage it every single time. I mean, if I didn't know that this element can be spinned on the viewport, I would have to copy it, spin it, and create the sheet by hand. Of course, I have different tools to represent the elements in different printing scales, but I have to personally create them. I don't have any magic button to do this. This is not like Revit, where I click the right button and tell the program if I want to print in scale 150 or 100, and I don't have to generate any type of specific or special level because I don't want the dimensions in scale 100 to be seen in scale 150, and I don't want to see the arrows while I'm drawing and all those strange things that we usually find in AutoCAD. On the right, Revit takes care of these type of things, while on the left, I have to do it manually, handcrafted. I went from architect to craftsman. This is what I'm doing every time I work with a CAD program because obviously technology changes. But now, does this document understands that this is multi-dimensional and that when I create the 2D, I create the 3D, and when I create the 3D, I also create the 2D? No, because each information generated from the 2D to the 3D or from the 3D to the 2D remains completely dissociated. It's not the same object. And what it is true that in architecture or in any type of document representations, I need a 2D objects, documentation of three-dimensional objects. To see a toilet from above, it generates a lot of useless lines. So when I see it in a view or in a plant, I have to have a representation of this three-dimensional object in 2 dimensions. Well, here's not the case. I have to do it myself, create everything on its layer, draw each thing in 2D, and of course, the program will not understand that these two things are associated. What's more, from the point of view of the drawer, while creating 3D drawings, it's necessary to create a lot of screen partitions for one to understand exactly what it is one is doing. Even more, this object, the L-shaped wall, does not understand that when those doors were placed, the wall had to be cut. I have to generate another three-dimensional object, which has to be subjected to an extrusion to later tell the L-shaped wall that it is going to be subtracted by these two solids, which are going to create the wall opening. Take a look at this. In this case, I'm creating these two extrusions to later subtract them, and only then the opening is generated. Let's not even talk about the carpentry, which would be the climax of the 3D view. However, I still have to create another viewport, a point of view of the real object. I have to go to the viewport, put it a three-dimensional view, turn on the layer for it to be seen, change the point of view for then see these elements in its three-dimensional position. Of course, to do this, I have to work a lot. I think the guy on the right already took another job.